Hey guys, Lorraine Brock here, and it's Tip Tuesday, and we're talking about today about health savings accounts. So if you're one of those persons that are a little confused about how to organize one and set one up and even how it works, we're going to talk about that today and give you some great tips on Tip Tuesday. So I want to introduce Christy Denham. Christy, welcome to Tip Tuesday.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
My name is Christy Denham, and I'm a financial advisor here at the Gel Dentist Group. We are a financial advisory firm, and we are independent, which means that we don't have a corporate entity we work for, but we do have a partner with our compliance and so forth. But the bottom line is we take care of the everyday person, helping them out with everything from budgeting all the way up to what day can they retire. And then further out is how do I plan my legacy? We do all phases of life, walk the journey with everyone.
Awesome. And what an opportunity for people really now to get control of their finances, because there's so many opportunities in the market.
There are.
While it might seem a little overwhelming at all the changes, it's things are on sale right now.
They are.
So
the sale is slowly going away.
The sale is. I saw that. It's a good thing for America, but also for those people that are going to retire. We need to make some decisions now, right? Mm-hmm. So awesome, Christy. Well, we're going to talk about HSAs, and I want to give a little bit of a background about my experience, or should I say lack of experience in them. I am not a financial advisor or an expert in this field. I am a very practical user, should I say.
Yep.
I've actually had one for many, many years, and we might even mention a word called flex plan in there a little bit too. They're different, but I've had experience with both of them and have actually just fallen in love with them. I mean, really, they are outstanding tools, and a little bit later as we get into Tip Tuesday, I want to give you one of my tips that I found out that sort of spun up this episode of Tip Tuesday about a health savings account. So tell us first, what is an HSA, known as a health savings account? What is that?
Sure. So it's HSA stands for a health savings account, and it's for Americans to put away savings for high deductible health plans. So you think, what's a high deductible? Oh, I pay so much money for health insurance. Well, you actually have to qualify within a bubble. Think of it as a bubble. So for the individual, you have to have a annual deductible of at least $1,400. That's for 2020. Mm-hmm. And for families, it's $2,800. And then for your out-of-pocket expenses, which you'll spend before even touching your insurance, individuals, it's $6,900, and for families, it's $13,800, which may have you cringing just hearing those numbers, right?
Does that change every year?
It does. It does. Unfortunately, as things get more expensive, bubble puffs out more, right?
Okay.
But the beautiful thing about these health savings accounts is you can put aside money that is both tax-free, and it also, we'll get into further details on the tax portion of the benefits of this, but for an individual, you can put in as much as $3,550, and then for the family, it's $7,100 a year.
Wow.
Then that goes up too. With the expenses going up, your total amounts that you can put in goes up each year. And think of it like a Roth IRA, right? Kind of like a Roth or a retirement account. It's very similar to that, but for healthcare needs.
If someone had like a PPO, a traditional, like go in and pay, they have like a $1,000 deductible, co-pays, HSA wouldn't be for them, correct?
No, it would not
be
for them.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to qualify.
You have to qualify within those limits that you said.
Yes.
Excellent.
You have to meet both.
Now give me one example how an HSA can actually save the individual who has it money. Give us an example of that.
Sure. So it all comes down to being very organized. The big thing is knowing what you can spend this, what is a qualified health expense. That's what you want to look for. So the IRS has this great kind of line item report saying it's called the 503 report. You find it on the IRS homepage, and that's what you can use this qualified money for. So if you do, here's where you got to be organized. You got to know what you can spend that money for, because if you don't know, it is a huge ding. It's a 20% penalty for spending this money on something that's not qualified, and that money is also taxed at your income level.
Wow.
So if you're at maybe your income tax is 22%, that's going to be pricey. That's going to be 42% hit on that money.
Yes,
so
yes.
It kind of defeats the purpose, right? But that is going to be where you get strategic, because this money is what we call triple tax benefit.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a triple benefit there. So what you put in is not taxable for income. So it comes out of your gross pay. And then when it grows tax-free. And then when you use it for a health expense, there's no taxes on that health
That's
expense.
3 times you just saved taxes.
Yes, yes.
Or, oh my word, that's a lot of money. And with the tax savings, so depending on, again, what your tax level is, it could be 22% for some people, it could be higher or lower, right?
Sure.
So that percentage is greater. The more income you make, you're going to obviously save more. So it's on your gross. That's even better.
Yeah.
That's
We're always
awesome.
looking for ways when it comes tax season, where we can get that gross further down so it's not taxed, and how to plan for the future.
Wow, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to incorporate one of my tips in here, and sort of what took place to sort of how this came about.
Yeah.
I was reevaluating right before the stock market crashed. I was reevaluating our finances, and it was perfect timing. I did not know this was coming. And in investigating some changes I was making to my husband's accounts for his 401ks and stuff, I came across the house savings account, and the fund had built up quite substantially in the HSA account, and we had been using it for medical. I realized through my research that I could take a portion, if not all of it, and invest it into a plethora full of investment options.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my word, this is great. So it actually got invested right when the stock market went down. Now that was like just perfect timing. So, I took this money, bought a whole bunch of things on sale, and now it's growing. Now I want you to talk to this a little bit.
Sure.
Because that sounds awesome, and so I didn't know this part of an HSA that would allow me to make investments with it and grow that money. But the downside of it is what?
Well, you go with the volatility of the market, which means you could potentially lose some money as well. So, and remember, a loss is not realized until you sell in the account.
That's right. So if you kept it in there and you waited for it to return, but
you always want to do, and I will talk you off the cliff.
That's right. But the thing is if let's just say that I was losing money and I got nervous and wanted to get out, and I only had a little bit left, I've lost all of that money that I had put aside for healthcare now, and it's not there anymore.
That's
so you want to be wise with that. But that was a little nuance that I didn't even know about in organizing and structuring my finances that I thought was great option to have out there. All right, where can you get an HSA? Like, are they are they easily obtainable, or do you have to go through bells and whistles to get them?
Yeah, a lot of employers offer HSAs, which you want to go through first if that is an option to you, because it's linked up with your health plan. Sometimes they even contribute money towards it. I mean, think about your 401k plan. You always want to take advantage of that match. Same thing goes for the HSA. But if you're saying, Christy, this does not apply to me. I work for a small business that does not have any health insurance, or I'm a sole proprietor. I have my own business. I don't have any employees. You can go to your bank. A lot of the big banks will have HSA plans. That's where they're found at.
And they're pretty inexpensive to get. Are they free to set up, or does it cost like a small maintenance fee, or do you know?
I'm not sure what the fees are. I know they're affordable, and they may even make the like the money, or
yes,
they make the commission off of the investments.
it's true. Yeah,
so
it's
here's
true.
a fact too. Only 5% of HSAs are invested in the market. It's very untapped.
Wow.
A lot of folks don't know a lot of details about HSAs, but that would be where the funds they would make money for the banks and so forth.
Well, that would be would I fall into that 5%? Like I'd be the 5% because I just invested a large portion of our HSA, so I fall into that narrow window. And again, it's not. I don't even remember my husband's employer ever saying anything that was an option. If it was probably too complicated.
Oh yeah. Well, think about like when someone is onboarded with a company. There's so many things that they get hit with. They got to choose what's going to go in the 401k account, or sometimes there's even more benefits. They roll out the red carpet and there's all these shiny things and
squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
What's that? Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I get that holiday off.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, they got a gym here. Yay! It's things like that. You kind of miss some of the details, but fortunately, HSA is rolling. So that means maybe we should talk about difference between FSA and HSA.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the FSA is a flex spending account, a flex savings account. That one is, you've heard of it, again, a savings account, but it's a use it or lose it. You can roll over $500, but you gotta use the money, and it resets every year. Where with your HSA, it just keeps going. You can keep contributing, and I keep going back to the retirement, kind of is very similar to every single year, even if you don't need to pull any money out.
And I will say that our employer, they do contribute on our end, and
That's
so
amazing.
A lot of people,
Huge
you just
benefit.
look at what your employer offers, and if you're not really gifted in benefit, looking over all those types of things. Obviously you would be glad, I'm sure, to come in and help them and sort of give them an evaluation and say, you could use this to save money. It will help you get to retirement quicker. And if you leave or your spouse leaves, that HSA follows you.
Yeah.
You don't lose it. It's an outstanding opportunity. Anything else you want to add to that before we get to our last question?
Also, you said moving the HSA. Let's say if you left the company that the HSA was attached to, you can transfer it over to a bank-owned HSA or affiliated with a bank. It's the best part about that is it usually gives you more options for investing. That's what we find, and that's what I've read is there's more options.
I love options.
Yes, we all
options.
Like options.
To me say opportunity.
Yes, it can be overwhelming. So yes, you want to lean on an advisor to help you navigate all of that. And I love. I like to call it optimizing people in their financial picture. So that would be one of the places I lean into for optimization.
Awesome. Okay, our last question.
Yes.
Being strategic with your HSA. Tell me some ideas about that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna geek out here for you guys. So the HSA, you can really take huge advantage of the rollover component, along with the tax-free and tax-free growth, all of that. And plus, like I said, being organized with knowing what the HSA can pay for, that's tremendous. So here's some ideas that's going to blow your mind. Let's say, I'll give you a scenario. Let's say you decided you really want to take advantage of this tax-free growth in this account. You have cash flowed all of your medical expenses that are out of pocket because you want to watch that pretty nest egg, aka the HSA, grow tremendously. You don't want to touch it because it looks so pretty and it's growing. Well, you cash flow everything else. Here's where your organizational component comes in, Lorraine.
Love it.
Yes.
You can organize anything.
Get ready for it. You can do this in all kinds of ways and lean into Lorraine as far as ideas for these types of things. Keep your receipts. They do fade, so you do have to scan them of some sort. You got to document them. But you can keep all those receipts that you paid out of pocket for medical expenses. Then when, let's say, huge example, let's say you want to retire early and you can't access these accounts without you want to use the funds for something else because you use it out of your pocket. Well, let's say you retired at 50 and your house, your air conditioning units went out, both of them. You have a 2-story home, and you're like, oh, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use some of my receipts from my prior medical expenses and pull money out of my HSA account. HSAs have debit cards and checkbooks attached to them. You write yourself a check for the amount that you need, that you have receipts for. Let's say you had $8,000 from Invisalign that you paid cash for. So you go ahead and pull out $8K and you use those receipts, the $8K receipts from your Invisalign expense that you out of pocket. You use those on your tax return to say, hey, I'm reimbursing myself from this transaction. But 10 years later. So there you go. So you can sit on those receipts for years.
See, I didn't know you can set, how long is it?
No, they haven't set limits, no limits.
Wow, because one of the things when I get online, it'll say, do you want to pay this out of your pocket or do you want to pay this from your HSA? And if you say out of your pocket, I did not know you can go back years and use it as a withdrawal.
Yes.
As long.
Okay,
thank you.
I'm like, oh,
I learned something. I didn't even know I was going to come here and learn something about this.
Well, we tried. So that would be a strategic plan on your HSA. Also, just look like, again, going back and planning things. Like if you know you want to get LASIK done, how about you just keep putting money, max out that contribution, and then there you go. The guidelines are very flexible. I had seen on one of the listings is you can pay for, if you're having really bad allergy season right now, right? And your doctor says, you need to make sure you have a high efficiency air conditioning unit that purifies the air. You can use some of that HSA money as long as your doctor prescribes that to get new air conditioning units that provide that feature to help you with your allergies.
I'm going to throw this out there. I know we're about to wrap it up here, but so years ago, my husband had a knee issue, and the doctor wrote us a prescription for a hot tub.
Yes.
I'm just saying. We got the hot tub tax-free, and there's a potential, if I'm understanding it right, that could be funded from your HSA if it was medically necessary.
That is right. I've read
okay, now two up.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It's exciting. And then if you know something's going on in the future, a big one is IVF. In vitro fertilization, and that could be used for that. It's a big expense. If that's something that you're saving for the future and you need to use, that would be a great spot to save for that future family.
Wow. So I was telling you earlier, organizing is about anything in your life, whether it is your finances, your medical, your receipts. You mentioned that. I'm working on some Tip Tuesdays that's going to be helping aging parents because I'm going through it and I'm having to organize those things in my life that I've never done before. So these are all areas that maybe don't get enough organization that we really need to talk about. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this today on Tip Tuesday. Well, thank you.
Yes.
And tell a little bit, we're going to have your link down below.
Yes, absolutely.
That you guys can get in touch with her, talk about finances, talk about HSA. She's going to look at everything, right?
Yeah, we are a holistic firm. We say that we invest in people before they invest with us. We're very relationship driven. We don't have quotas here. We don't have minimums, which puts us way outside the box as far as the typical financial advisor. But we love to help people with the whole picture, figure out what their ambitions, goals are, and help them live their best lives. Sometimes we're a very value-driven firm. So we love, like I said, optimizing you. Trace, who's the owner of our business, he laughs when I say that. You're such a nerd. But I love to get in the weeds to help people, like see where they're sitting at this point and let's make the best of it. What do you enjoy? What do you want to be doing? Where can we save some money on the backside that won't hinder that? Or help you get to where you need to go faster?
That is awesome. That is awesome. So as a side, we're going to put her link for her company or website, wherever directly you can contact her.
Yes.
It'll be posted a little bit later today. So go back on it, set up an appointment with her, and let her review these things with you to see where you're missing out, and there's still opportunity out there for a lot of areas in your life. So also, I want to talk about what we're giving away. Every month on Tip Tuesday, we give away some type of organizing product or service sometimes. And this month, for the month of June, we're giving away these all-purpose, really cute and trendy bags that you can put things in when you travel, or documents or papers, or little things that you just need to take with you or throw into larger bags. There's going to be 3 of these. They come in different colors, and we're going to give these away. So how do you win this? If you will make a comment down below on any of our Tip Tuesdays for the month of June, that means the one we've already had and the ones we're going to have, and share them with your friends and family on Facebook, that enters you into winning or having opportunity to win these 3 cute trendy bags for the month of June. So every month we give away something different, so please go out and do that. Share Tip Tuesday with your friends. We love to get you organized. And lastly, you can see all of our Tip Tuesdays if you go to our Get Organized YouTube page, where you'll just have a plethora of different types of topics from Tip Tuesday over like the last year and a half that you can go and listen to. Some are longer than others, but it's great content. So thank you for being with us today
so much for having me.
You are welcome,
Yes.
and y'all have a great Tuesday. Bye, guys.